All right, doing another one of these things where we the Homeric Rhapsody things. Again, what I'm doing here is not necessarily trying to like recite the Iliad word for word like a person on stage would do. I'm also not necessarily trying to create an entirely new work, but rather upholding the ancient tradition of oral storytelling by reciting something from memory and piecing it together however you can. So let's keep going. Athena had come down. Pandarus had heard her words and had thought it good. He had his men set up a shield wall around him, so none would know what he was up to, as he prepared and strung that great bow that he had crafted for himself from that horn of the beast he slew out in the woods. And that great Artemis-taught archer raised his bow to his chest, and he drew the arrow, tipped with bronze, deadly pointed, on the new catgut string he had strung to that weapon. And he sighted Menelaus, and he prayed to the goddess Artemis, "O great huntress, let my arrow go true. Let me bring a victorious end to the war, not just a stalemate leading to an ending, but rather a victorious ending that we can bring back to all the widows and mothers and daughters and sons and have them rejoice." Thus did he pray, but before those words reached the great silver huntress, another goddess had it in mind to sabotage his plan. Yea, just as Athena had guided him to shoot that arrow, once it was loosed from the string, she wafted that arrow away, originally aimed with Pandarus's expert marksmanship directly at his throat. She brushed it aside like a mother brushes a fly from her child in the warm, sticky air. And it went not to the throat, not to the gut, not to the chest, but rather to the midriff, where that belt was clasped, and Menelaus's great leather belt took much of the brunt of that blow, and the red blood shot forth, and Menelaus was in great pain. But he did not perish that day. No, Menelaus, it was not ordained for you to go down to the earth on that day on the plains of Troy. All right, didn't have that much time for this one, and can't say I'm very happy with the most of anything that I did for this one. It was pretty rudimentary. I skipped a lot of what is usually pretty interesting story content, and I didn't really use very interesting turns of phrase. So not my favorite performance of this one, but it's not going to be perfect every time. Again, the reason I'm doing these is in service of a game project that I'm working on, where I want to write off the top of the head, more kind of like authentic feeling Homeric stuff. I just got off a really long flight though, so I'm not, operating at 100%, I guess. All right, well, we'll keep doing it, and just got to do it every day. So that's what I'll do.